Town Council, roll call, please.
Counselor Arnone.
Here.
Counselor Bosco.
Here.
Counselor Sakala.
Here.
Counselor Grisati.
Here.
Counselor Davis.
Here.
Counselor Jennings.
Here.
Counselor Falk.
Here.
Mayor Ludwig.
Here.
Counselor Muller.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Suzak.
Here.
Counselor Ungary.
Here.
There's 11 members present, none are absent.
So Brian, we're going to read each amendment.
And then we'll read the
We'll read the resolution, because we don't want to just spike out one amendment. All right, so we'll start on page, we'll read the resolution last, and how this is going to work. This is the passing of the 2018-2019 fiscal year budget. It'll start from left to right, or excuse me, my right to left, to the audience's left to right. Each counselor will read the amendment. Next, the person next to him will second it. Any discussion? If not, it'll be an alphabetical roll call vote. It'll go all the way across to the left, and then it'll start again back to my right. Yeah. Any questions on that?
Unless you want to read them all, Mike.
No? All right. Amendment 1.
Ready?
Yep.
Amendment number 1 to the town manager's budget.
You should read the main motion first.
Read the main motion?
Oh,
Okay. All right. And this, just don't vote on it, just say,
Well, it's written, attached schedule, except.
This is discussion.
okay, got it. Enfield Town Council, resolve that the tax rate of 33.4 mils will be set on the real estate and business personal property grand list of October 1, 2017 for the town of Enfield, and shall be payable in 2 semi-annual installments, July 1, 18 and January 1, 2019. And be it further resolved that the tax rate of 33.4 mils will be set in a motor vehicle grand list of October 1, 2017, and shall be paid in full on July 1, 2018. And be it further resolved, however, the real estate and personal property tax amounting to $100 or less shall be paid in full on July 1, 18. And be it further resolved that any motor vehicle, real estate, or taxes in the amount of $5 or less shall be waived pursuant to the Connecticut State Statute 12-144C, prepared on May 17, 2018 by the Director of Finance and the Town Manager.
So moved.
By Deputy Mayor Suzak, seconded by Councilor Falk. So Susan, ready? Amendment 1.
Amendment 1 to amend the town manager's proposed 2018-2019 budget as shown on page 23 in accordance with the following schedule. Town council reductions. Town council, professional development from $3,470, travel $6,800, food and food related $5,200 to $2,600.
Second.
Any discussion on the amendment? Suzanne, we have to do a roll call for each, right? By show of hands? Any discussion? By show of hands, all those in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? 11 in favor. Amendment number 2.
Amendment number 2, to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 budget is shown on page 24 in accordance with the following schedule. Town manager reductions. Town manager, professional development, $1,390. Travel, $7,900. Food and food-related, $500.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Second. Any discussion on Amendment 2? Hearing none, all those in favor by show of hands? Those opposed? Any abstentions? We have 11 in favor and 0 against. Amendment number 3.
Amendment number 3, to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 budget as shown on page 36 in accordance with the following schedule, HR reductions. Human resources, salaries, part-time, $4,800, professional development, $1,625, food and food-related, $750.
Peter?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion on Amendment 3? Hearing none by show of hands, all those in favor? Those opposed? Abstentions? 11 in favor and 0 against. Amendment number 4.
Amendment number 4, to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 budget as shown on page 70 in accordance with the following schedule. T-Ville Professional Services, Thompsonville Revitalization, other professional services from $49,500 to $16,500.
Second.
Motion made and seconded on Amendment 4. Any discussion? Hearing none by show of hands, all those in favor? Those opposed? Any abstentions? We have 11 in favor, 0 against. Amendment number 5.
Amendment number 5, to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 budget as shown on page 80 in accordance with the following schedule. Historic District Commission, Planning and Zoning, Zoning Board of Appeals, Inland Wetlands, Economic Development, CERT. Boards and commissions, Historic District Commission from 1,162 to 2,880. Planning and Zoning from 18,296 to 8,640. Zoning Board of Appeals, 6,825 to 5,760. Economic Development, Inland Wetlands, I'm sorry, thank you, Peter. 10,415 to 9,240. Economic Development Committee, 900 to 0. Community and Emergency Response Team, 5,000 to 500.
Second. Motion made on amendment number 5, seconded. Any discussion on amendment number 5? Hearing none, by a show of hands, all those in favor? Those opposed? Any abstentions? We have 11 in favor and 0 against. Amendment number 6, to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 budget, as shown on page 81 in accordance with the following schedule. Celebration and special events. Non-town agency celebration and special events from $71,873 to $55,123.
Second.
Motion made and seconded on amendment number 6. Any discussion on amendment number 6? Hearing none, by a show of hands, all those in favor? Those opposed? Any abstentions? We have 11 in favor and 0 against. Amendment number 7.
Amendment number 7, to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 budget, as shown on pages 46, 49, 53, 55, 58, 60, 62, 64, 70, 74, and 76, in accordance with the following schedule: overtime, police, public safety, DPW administration, B&G administration, highway, equipment repair and maintenance, RRM, T-ville walking patrols, community development, and building inspection. Police services, page 64, overtime.
46.
46. Overtime, $660,000 to $535,000. Public safety, communications, page 49, $100,000 to $75,000. Public Works Administration, page 53, from $2,000 to $1,000. Public Works Building and Grounds Maintenance, page 55, overtime, $163,043 to $122,243. Public Works Custodian Maintenance, page 58, $231,000 to $202,000. Public Works Highway Maintenance, page 60, overtime, $200,000 to $175,000. Public Works Equipment Maintenance and Repair, page 62, $29,000 to $14,500. Public Works Refuse Collection and Disposal, page 64, $58,000 to $43,500. Development Services, Thompson Revitalization, page 70, overtime, from $0 to $75,000. Development Services, Community Development, page 74, $30,655 to $15,355. Development Services, Building Inspection, page 76, from $10,000 to $2,500. Overtime.
Second.
Motion made on amendment 7 and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, by a show of hands, all those in favor? Those opposed? Any abstentions? 11 in favor, 0 against. Amendment number 8.
Amendment number 8, to amend the manager's proposal 2018-2019 budget as shown on page 72 in accordance with the following schedule. Development Services restructured, $269,171 to $156,571.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion on amendment 8? All those in favor, by a show of hands? Those opposed? We have 6 in favor, 5 opposed. Motion passes. Amendment number 9.
Amendment number 9, to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 budget as shown on pages 84 and 85 in accordance with the following schedule: CIP reductions, non-departmental charges, transfers to capital, $1,695,000 to $1,274,900. Lease payments, $2,368,672 to $2,008,372.
Second.
Motion made on Amendment 9 and seconded. Any discussion on a motion, on amendment? Hearing none by show of hands, all those in favor? Those opposed? Any abstentions? We have 11 in favor and 0 against. Amendment number 10.
Amendment 10, to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 budget as shown on page 74 in accordance with the following schedule. Community Development Food. Development Services, Community Development, Food and Food Related, from 150 to 0.
Second.
Motion made on Amendment 10 and seconded. Any discussion on Amendment 10? Hearing none by show of hands, all those in favor? Those opposed? Any abstentions? 11 in favor, 0 against. Amendment number 11.
Amendment number 11, to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 budget as shown on page 78 in accordance with the following schedule: Community Development Food, Development Services, Code Enforcement, Travel, 200 to 0.
Second.
Motion made on Amendment 11, seconded. Any discussion on Amendment 11? Hearing none by show of hands, all those in favor? Those opposed? Any abstentions? We have 11 in favor and 0 against. Amendment number 12 goes back to Councilman Bosco.
Amendment 12, to amend the manager's proposed 218-219 budget as shown on pages 46, 55, 58, in accordance with the following schedule: attrition. Protection of life property, police services, from $7,800,074,191 to $7,614,603. Salaries, buildings and grounds and maintenance. Salaries from $1,254,899 to $1,094,809. Custodial maintenance salaries from $2,589,905 to $2,516,607.
Second.
Motion made on Amendment 12 and seconded. Any discussion on Amendment 12? Hearing none by show of hands, all those in favor? Those opposed? Any abstentions? We have 11 in favor and 0 against. Amendment number 13.
To amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 budget as shown on various pages in accordance with the benefits adjustment schedule attached. General fund, health, medical accounts. Health, medical accounts, total general fund accounts. From $4,873,667 to $4,780,138.
Motion made on Amendment 13 and seconded. Any discussion on Amendment 13? Hearing none, all those in favor by show of hands? Those opposed? Any abstentions? We have 11 in favor and 0 against. Amendment 14.
Amendment 14, to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 budget as shown on page 84 in accordance with the following schedule: adjust transfers for expense reductions to other funds. Non-departmental charges, transfers out, and contingency. Transfers to IT from $2,553,610 to $2,465,156. Transfers to social services, $2,459,132 to $2,374,123. Transfer to library from $2,425,838 to $2,376,205. Transfer to EMS, $633,932 to $470,512.
Second.
Motion made on Amendment 14 and seconded. Any discussion on Amendment 14? Hearing none by show of hands, all those in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? 11 in favor and 0 against. Amendment 15.
This is amendment to the total town appropriation. It's amendment number 15. To amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 appropriation for the town as shown on page 22 by decreasing from $65,007,567 to $62,823,433.
Second.
Motion made on Amendment 15 and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none by show of hands, all those in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? We have 11 in favor and 0 against. Amendment 16.
Amendment 16, to amend the town manager's proposed 2018-2019 appropriations for the Board of Education, as shown on page 22, from $69,689,185 to $71,290,125.
Second. Motion made on Amendment 16 and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, by a show of hands, all those in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? We have 11 in favor and 0 against. Amendment 17, amendment to the town and school appropriation. Amendment 17 to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 appropriation for the total budget as shown on page 22 by decreasing from $134,696,752 to $134,113,558,000.
Second.
Seconded. Motion made and seconded on Amendment 17. Any discussion on Amendment 17? Hearing none, by a show of hands, all those in favor, by a show of hands. Any opposed? Any abstentions? We have 11 in favor and 0 against.
Amendment 18, amendment to revenue estimates. Amendment number 18, to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 budget as shown on page 12 in accordance with the following schedule. General fund revenue. Taxes, real estate, $82,773,455 to $79,023,229. Taxes, motor vehicle, from $9,898,554 to $9,454,152. Taxes, personal property, $7,427,109 to $7,093,664.
Second.
Motion made on Amendment 18 and seconded. That first number would have been a real tax decrease.
That would have been a nice one, yeah, that would have been nice. If it was only that easy.
Any discussion on Amendment 18? Hearing none, by a show of hands, all those in favor? Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? 11 in favor and 0 against. Amendment 19.
Amendment 19 to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 budget as shown on page 18 in accordance with the following schedule. Increase in educational cost sharing grant, $24 million. Intergovernmental revenue education cost sharing, $24,811,811. $28,756,690.
Second.
Motion made on Amendment 19 and seconded. Any discussion on Amendment 19? Hearing none, by a show of hands, all those in favor? Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? We have 11 in favor, 0 against. Amendment 20.
Amendment 20, to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 budget by decreasing the total revenue appropriation as shown on pages 11 and 13 from $134,696,752 to $134,113,558.
Second.
Motion made on Amendment 20 and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor for the motion, by show of hands. Any opposed? Any abstentions? 11 in favor and 0 against. Amendment 21.
Amendments to the Social Services Fund, Amendment 21, to amend the town manager's proposed 2018-2019 social services budget as shown on page 110 in accordance with the following schedule. Adult daycare cost reductions. Social services adult daycare salaries from $169,441 to $145,710. Salaries part-time from $52,088 to $30,767. Substitutes from $39,681 to $20,743. Social Security from $16,301 to $15,991.
Second.
Motion made on Amendment 21 and seconded. Any discussion on Amendment 21? Hearing none, by a show of hands, all those in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? We have 11 in favor and 0 against. Amendment 22.
Amendment 22, to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 social service budget as shown on page 106 in accordance with the following schedule. Overtime, Enfield Transportation Services, Social Services, Enfield Transportation Service, overtime from $19,594 to $18,614.
Second.
Motion made on Amendment 22 and seconded. Any discussion on Amendment 22? Hearing none by a show of hands, all those in favor? Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? We have 11 in favor and 0 against on Amendment 22. Goes back to Councilor Bosco for Amendment 23.
Amendment 23, to amend the manager's proposed 218-219 social service budget as shown on page 112 in accordance with the following schedule. Overtime Child Development Center. Social Service Enfield Child Development Center overtime from $5,500 to $4,565.
Second.
Motion made and seconded on Amendment 23. Any discussion on Amendment 23? Hearing none by a show of hands, all those in favor? Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? We have 11 in favor and 0 against. Amendment 24.
Amendment 24, to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 social services budget as shown on various pages in accordance with the benefit adjustment schedule attached. Social Services Fund, Health Medical Account, Health Medical Accounts, total general fund accounts, from $1,014,307 to $995,513.
Second.
Motion made and seconded on Amendment 24. Any discussion on the amendment? Hearing none by show of hands, all those in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? We have 11 in favor, 0 against. Amendment 25.
Amendment 25, to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 social services budget as shown on page 100 and 101 to reduce general fund support to reflect social services amendments to appropriations. Social Services Administration, general fund transfer in from $190,209 to $189,753. Social Services Enfield Transportation Service, general fund transfers in $191,978 to $189,072. Social Services Congregate Living General Fund transfers in from $53,312 to $53,009. Social Services Adult Daycare General Fund transfers in $177,669 to $112,033. Social Services Enfield Child Development Center General Fund transfers in from $460,205 to $448,667. Social Services Youth Services, say that 3 times fast. General Fund transfers in $682,893 to $680,238. Social Services Neighborhood Services General Fund transfers in from $223,790 to $222,909. Social Services Family Resource Center General Fund transfers in from $136,244 to $135,610.
Second.
Motion made at Amendment 25 and seconded. Any discussion on Amendment 25? Hearing none by a show of hands, all those in favor? Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? We have 11 in favor and 0 against. Amendment 26.
Amendments to the Library Fund, Amendment number 26, to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 Library Department budget as shown on page 130 in accordance with the following schedule: library operations reductions, professional development. Library Department library salaries from $811,664 to $799,171. Salaries part-time from $91,214 to $81,214. Overtime, $8,000 to $7,000. Shift differential, I guess that is, from $16,906 to $15,781. Social Security from $48,398 to $47,625. Medicare from $11,318 to $11,148. And professional development from $2,000 to $0.
Second.
Motion made on Amendment 26 and seconded. Any discussion on the amendment? Hearing none by show of hands, all those in favor? Those opposed, any abstentions? We have 11 in favor and 0 against. Amendment 27.
Amendment number 27, to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 Library Department budget as shown on page 132 in accordance with the following schedule. Senior Center, Professional Development, Travel Reductions. Library Department, Senior Center, Travel, salaries part-time, $65,569 to $52,569. Professional development, $250 to $0. Travel, $200 to $0.
Second. Motion made on Amendment 27 and seconded. Any discussion on Amendment 27? Hearing none by show of hands, all those in favor? Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? We have 11 in favor and 0 against. Amendment 28, to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 Library Department budget as shown on page 132 in accordance with the following schedule: recreation, professional development, and travel. Library Department recreation programs, professional development from $2,095 to $0, travel from $600 to $400.
Second.
Motion made in Amendment 28 and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none by show of hands, all those in favor? Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? We have 11 in favor and 0 against.
Amendment number 29, to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 Library Department budget as shown on various pages in accordance with the benefit adjustment schedule attached. Library Department Fund, Health Medical Accounts, Total General Fund accounts on page 5, from $329,507 to $323,180.
Second.
Motion made and seconded on Amendment 29. Any discussion on Amendment 29? Hearing none by show of hands, all those in favor, raise your hand. Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? 11 in favor and 0 against. Amendment 30.
Amendment 30, to amend the manager's proposed budget 2018-2019 Library Department budget as shown on page 126 to reduce general fund support to reflect Library Department amendments to appropriations. Library Department, Library Leisure Administration, general fund transfers in $468,171 to $467,135. Library Department, Library Leisure, Library General Fund transfers in $1,415,164 to $1,384,104. Library Department, Leisure Senior Center, General Fund transfers in $323,067 to
76.
Excuse me?
76.
76, I'm sorry. $308,168. Library Department Leisure Rec Programs General Fund, $176,324 to $173,695.
Second.
Motion made and seconded on Amendment 30. Any discussion on Amendment 30? Hearing none by show of hands, all those in favor? Those opposed, abstentions? We have 11 in favor and 0 against. Amendment 31.
Amendments to Information Technology Fund. Amendment 31, to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 Information Technology budget as shown on page 150 in accordance with the following schedule: IT reorganization. Information Technology. Salaries from $825,105 to $781,231. Stipend from $17,824 to $18,144. Social Security, $46,084 to $45,447. Medicare from $11,585 to $10,776. Technology Services, $1,309,693 to $1,284,693.
Second.
Motion made and seconded on Amendment 31. Any discussion? Hearing none by a show of hands, all those in favor? Those opposed, abstentions? We have 11 in favor and 0 against. Amendment 32.
Amendment 32, to amend the manager's proposed 2018 to 2019 information technology budget as shown on page 150 in accordance with the following schedule, ETV restricted to Town Hall and Alcorn. Information technology, public communications, salaries part-time from $25,000 to $10,000.
Second.
Motion made and seconded on Amendment 32. Any discussion? Hearing none by a show of hands. All those in favor? Those opposed? Any abstentions? We have 11 in favor and 0 against. Amendment 33.
Amendment 33, to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 information technology budget as shown on various pages in accordance with the benefit adjustment schedule attached. Information Technology Fund, health/medical accounts, health/medical accounts, total information technology accounts from $187,609 to $184,155.
Second.
Motion made and seconded on Amendment 33. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none by show of hands. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? We have 11 in favor and 0 against. Goes back to Councilman Bosco on Amendment 34.
Amendment 34, to amend the manager's proposed 218-219 information technology budget as shown on page 148 to reduce the general fund support to reflect information technology's amendments and appropriations. Information and technology, general fund transfers in from $2,553,610 to $2,465,156.
Second.
Motion made and seconded on Amendment 34. Any discussion? Hearing none by a show of hands. All those in favor? Those opposed? Any abstentions? 11 in favor and 0 against. Amendment 35.
Amendment 35, to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 emergency medical services budget as shown on page 166 in accordance with the following schedule. Attrition, 2 AMTs, overtime, EMS. Emergency medical services, salaries, $1,376,948 to $1,235,924. Overtime, $275,000 to $260,500.
Second.
Motion made and seconded on Amendment 35. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none by a show of hands. All those in favor? Those opposed? Any abstentions? We have 11 in favor, 0 against. Amendment 36.
Amendment 36, to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 emergency medical services budget as shown on various pages in accordance with the benefit adjustment schedule attached. Emergency medical services, health medical accounts, total EMS fund accounts from $421,343 to $413,447.
Second.
Motion made and seconded on Amendment 36. Any discussion, excuse me, on the motion? Hearing none by show of hands. All those in favor? Those opposed? Any abstentions? We have 11 in favor and 0 against. Amendment 37.
Amendment 37, to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 emergency medical services budget as shown on page 164 to reduce general fund support to reflect emergency medical services amendments to appropriations. Emergency medical services, general fund transfers in from $633,932 to $470,512.
Second.
Motion made and seconded on Amendment 37. Any discussion? Hearing none by show of hands. All those in favor? Those opposed? Abstentions? We have 11 in favor and 0 against. And Amendment 38.
Amendment to the CIP Fund, Amendment Number 38, to amend the manager's proposed 2018-2019 CIP budget as shown on pages 179 to 186 in accordance with the following schedule. Capital Improvement Fund revenue transfer in general fund, $1,695,000 to $274,900. Expenditures, Town of Enfield, PP&E sinking fund, $250,000 to $150,000. The Board of Ed, PP&E sinking fund, $250,000 to $150,000. PCB remediation, $400,000 to $325,000. Mail machine, $8,000 to 0. Still Meadow consent decree, $100,000 to $76,900. Orlando Drive culvert, $75,000 to 0. EMS radios, $14,000 to 0. Facilities maintenance plan study, $125,000 to $100,000.
Second it. Amendment 38 is motion and seconded. Any discussion on Amendment 38? Hearing none by a show of hands. All those in favor? Those opposed? Any abstentions? We have 11 in favor and 0 against. Now back to the main motion as amended, 38 amendments. Any further discussion on the main motion as amended? Hearing none, roll call, please, Suzanne.
Counselor Arnone.
4.
Counselor Bosco.
4.
Counselor Sakala.
4.
Counselor Crisati.
4.
Counselor Davis.
4.
Counselor Denny.
4.
Counselor Falk.
4.
Mayor Ludwig.
4.
Counselor Muller.
4.
Deputy Mayor Suzak.
4.
Counselor Ungary.
4.
There's 11 in favor, none against, and no abstentions.
Anything else in the special meeting from members of the council? Just in closing, Brian, the staff did a great job. I mean, I know they hung in there with some very tough meetings from both sides, and we've really been working on this as a group since October, both sides, so I know your folks have put a lot of work in, so.
So just as a point of order, there are a few more pieces of legislation in here that need to be adopted by council prior to adjourning the special meeting with respect to some of the secondary funds, as well as the LoCIP and the final allocation of funds to the school.
Okay.
So just for your attention.
So it's in packet?
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it. Sorry about that. I got it. So, sorry about that. Amendment B, excuse me, agenda item B, adoption resolution of the capital improvement plan. So do you want me to read the resolution?
So in this particular instance, yes, this resolution, the next resolution in your packet is appropriate to be read, but it is the, but this would be the secondary legislation to the introduction motion, if that makes sense. So typically what would happen is normally you would have read this, the first piece of legislation, which had the amendments attached to it. Then you would have read this next legislation in the packet, which is be it resolved, including the recommendations below, and then it lists the emergency medical services, water pollution control, et cetera. And then subject to the amendments set forth on the attached schedule and acceptance is approved. So you've just read all of those, particular amendments. So the next piece of legislation that you need to act on is the following one, which is with respect to the LoCIP grant.
Okay, so the first one don't have to read.
Correct, is the resolve that the town council of Enfield LoCIP grants in the amount. I don't want to steal your thunder.
Item C, adopt resolution LoCIP grant. Be it resolved that the town council of the town of Enfield does hereby appropriate LoCIP grant funds in the amount of $300,000 for the following purpose in accordance with 2018-2019 annual operating and capital budget. Town road paving, $300,000, prepared on May 17, 2018 by the Director of Finance and the Town Manager. Motion made and seconded by, motion made by Councilor Muller, seconded by Deputy Mayor Suzak. Any discussion on a motion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Counselor Arnone.
4.
Counselor Bosco. 4. Counselor Sakala.
4.
Counselor Crisati.
4.
Counselor Davis.
4.
Counselor Denny.
4.
Counselor Falk.
4.
Mayor Ludwig.
4.
Counselor Muller.
4.
Deputy Mayor Suzak.
4.
Counselor Ungary.
4.
There's 11 in favor, none against, and no abstentions.
Okay, so the education cost. Item D, resolution of the education block grant. Resolved that the town schools budget adopted by the town council in the amount of $71,290,125 included the anticipated revenue of $28,756,690 from the educational block cost-sharing grant and special education grant on page 19 of the 2018-2019 proposed annual operating capital budget, date prepared on May 17, 2018 by the Director of Finance and the Town Manager.
So moved.
Motion made by
Second.
Councilor Denny and seconded by Councilor Crisati. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Counselor Arnone.
4.
Counselor Bosco. 4. Counselor Sakala.
4.
Counselor Crissati.
4.
Counselor Davis.
4.
Counselor Denny.
4.
Counselor Falk. Mayor Ludwig.
4.
Counselor Muller.
4.
Deputy Mayor Suzak.
4.
Counselor Ungary.
4.
There's 11 in favor, none against, and no abstentions.
Brian, should we reread the last or no?
No, sir. So this would be the final this would be the final legislation, but since you introduced it to start the discussion, there's no need to read it further. So.
So now we're good?
This would conclude your business for the special meeting. Yes, sir.
All right.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn by Deputy Mayor Suzak.
Second.
Seconded by Counselor Denny. All those in favor? Show of hands. Those opposed? We had 11 in favor and 0 against. Motion adjourned. Everyone, call the regular meeting of the Enfield Town Council, Monday, May 21st, 2018, 7 o'clock in the council chambers. Call the meeting to order. Prayer, Councilor Sakala.
We seek blessings on this task before us this evening. Bless our efforts with clear insight, our deliberations with wisdom, our work with clarity and accuracy, and our decisions with impartiality. Amen. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 4 on the agenda, the fire evacuation announcement. We have doors in the back of the building. Please exit either left or right, orderly out the door, or the doors to our left, to your right. Please go out the doors. Take your first left, go down the stairs, hook around the corner, and go right out the door in case of a fire. Item number 5, minutes of preceding meetings. We have a motion to approve regular meeting, May 7, 2018. By Councilor Denny, seconded by Councilor Muller. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, by show of hands, all those in favor? Those opposed, any abstentions? We have 10 in favor and 0 against. Do I have a motion to approve the special meeting of May 8, 2018? By Councilor Sakala, seconded by Councilor Crisati. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, by show of hands, all those in favor? Those opposed, any abstentions? We have 10 in favor and 0 against. Do I have a motion to approve the special meeting of May 14, 2018? By Councilor Muller, seconded by Councilor Ungar. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, by show of hands, all those in favor? Those opposed, any abstentions? We have 10 in favor and 0 against. Moving on to item number 6, special guests. Do we have any special guests tonight? No. Moving on to item 7, public communications. Mr. Crizel.
Walter Crizel, 21 Shiny Road,
Charlotte Riley, 55 John Dot Drive,
also Board of Ed Chairman.
and Vice Chairman, Board of Ed.
Welcome.
I'd like to thank you all for the preceding meeting and passing our budget, and we will spend our money very, very wisely, we promise.
Yes, thank you very
That's
much.
point 1. Point 2, Suzanne, would you do me a favor?
Yes, I will, sir.
Brian, on behalf of the board, and this did not come out of the budget, just to let you know.
We would have cut it.
There was a corporate sponsor that covered this. But on behalf of the Board of Ed, we'd like to thank you for all your dedicated service the last 2 years. And have a drink for us when you get to Ohio. And you can open it, and show everyone.
Yeah.
Very nice.
What's it say?
My warm cocoa that I sip every night to help me get to sleep will fit perfectly in this glass because
working with these people, they better be split. That's all I have to say.
No, it just says Town Manager 2016-2018, Enfield, Connecticut, USA. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, and thank you for your hard work for these last 2 years. And you've taught us more about this town, I think, than a lot of us know in this town. So thank you, and good luck in Ohio, and all success to you. Thank you all.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Couple of things.
Anyone else like to speak before the council? Anyone else? Bob? No? I just want to make sure. Anyone else like to speak for the council? Hearing none, declare public communications closed. Item 8, councilor communications. Councilor Sakala.
Only because Lori doesn't want me to talk, I'm going to talk. I'm totally kidding. Brian, I want to wish you well. I personally wish that your tenure at Enfield was longer. I think you had some wonderful ideas and wonderful insight for our town. You initiated some great policies and some great things as well. So I wish you and your family well, and thank you for all your hard work. Good luck.
Thank you, Councilor Sakala. Councilor Bosco.
To
start with, Brian, Mr. Bromson, I want to just ask one thing maybe before you leave, that I can get the numbers from Foxcroft Road for the sidewalks to see where it really did go, if there was a savings by pulling them out, or would have been a savings by pulling them out or leaving them in, and how the numbers actually fared out there. The next thing is, Brian, I'm going to miss you. We at first didn't start off on a real nice smooth path, but I really enjoyed working with you, especially when I'd get the phone calls on Tuesday. Joey, what are you doing? I love that I could be frank with you and you could be frank with me, and I miss that, and I hope we can get that again with the next town manager. But thank you, Brian, for everything you did, and you're going to be missed.
Anyone else? Councilor Known.
Yeah, I said it last week also, you know, again, thank you, or 2 weeks ago, thank you, Brian. You left some, you know, great ideas here that'll last a long, long time unless we cut them, which hopefully we won't. And again, we did. We were able to speak frank and candid, and that's much appreciated, and good luck in your next endeavor, and give us an email every once in a while, see what's going on out there. Maybe vacation spot, we got the big roller coaster, right?
That's right. That malfunctioned already.
Yeah, you got an extra bedroom? Thanks. Good luck.
Councilor Falk.
I would ditto all those comments, and I do have to praise you on thinking outside the box. You came in with a lot of new ideas and concepts that we had never even thought of before. So really appreciate that. Thank you very much, and best of luck.
Councilor Angara, then Councilor Crisati.
Brian, I want to wish you all the best. It's been my pleasure to know you, and I appreciate your fortitude and your wit. And our loss is Ohio's gain.
Councilor Crisati.
Yeah. Brian, I wish you all the luck, you and your family, going back to your home state. And I want to thank you for welcoming me back over this past summer, and you know, working with you over the past months and everything. You know, here we are, almost a year into since I've been on the council. You've always gotten back to me. You're open, honest, upfront with all of our conversations that we had, and I appreciate that, and thank you, and best of luck to you.
Anyone else? Deputy Mayor Suzak.
See, everybody's been told to keep their comments short because there's a standing invitation for you, Brian, to join us all at Collins Creamery for an ice cream. So, you know, it's how you get people to come follow you, is you feed them. I don't know if they have anything special like that there. Do you know?
In closing, I just want to say, last meeting we had the Mayor Spotlight with Mr. Sarantino. So folks, again, out there, if you have a neighbor who does something very, you know, helps out, does a lot of things, which I know we have a ton of people in this town who help each other out, a business that donates, goes above and beyond, get those nominations in. We want to honor these folks. We want to recognize all the good that goes in Enfield. Again, that's what the whole point of it is, and please send them in. We want to recognize folks. And, you know, Brian, I'm not a sentimental guy, but I'm going to keep it. It's funny, we joked when you moved over to the Shaker Pines Lake. I have a lot of friends there, and I know you never leave the lake, but I guess you know, you'll be leaving the lake. Only thing I can say, and I want to say this very simply, is that you're always welcome back to Enfield. And that's the best way I can say, is that, again, I think you've left your mark here, and I think we've left our mark on you. So I think that's the way it's supposed to be, where it gives give and take. So again, I know Ohio well, that you're going to do well out there, but again, you and your family are always welcome in Enfield. Moving on to item 9, Town Manager Report.
Well, with that being said, I just want to point out a couple of items. One, as part of our top 10 trouble properties, we did run into some issues with respect to the Church Street property and the 2 rear units, which are occupied structures. After we've done some follow-up and visitation with the residents there, we've elected to relocate those residents to better accommodations. And so I did want to note that that's a rather unexpected task in this project, but I wanted to make you aware of that. South River Street Bridge, that's another item I wanted to bring to your attention. We did have a follow-up bridge inspection from DOT, and they indicated significant deterioration in structural concerns since their last inspection back in 2016, so that bridge currently remains closed to all but emergency vehicle traffic. We have had engineers on site to review and evaluate the condition of the bridge and potential resolutions. We're hoping to get that information back in the very near future. And then last but not least, I did want to note that Jonathan Bilmes, Public Works Director, and I had a chance to meet with Novak late last week on some of their preliminary findings. And it was a very thorough analysis. I think you'll be very impressed with the report. A couple of tweaks to how we operate, a little bit of management restructuring, and based on their initial findings, we actually have a lot of labor capacity available within our current labor pool. We just need to make a couple of minor adjustments. So full report coming soon. Unfortunately not timely enough for this budget, but definitively timely for the next budget. And with that, I just want to thank you all very much for the last 2 years. You have taught me a lot, Mr. Mayor, as a community, as a body, as an organization. This has been the largest, most complex organization that I've managed in my career. Part of the reason I came here was because of that fact, and that it represented some unique opportunities to not only challenge me professionally, but I thought it also offered some very unique opportunities as far as being able to improve the scope of service that this town could offer its citizens. And I think I can leave proud of the work that I've done, and I appreciate you all giving me the time and the ability and the patience to do that work. That has meant a lot to me, and to my staff as well. They've done an outstanding job trying to toe the line. As a hayseed from the Midwest, I'm sure that some of the things I've asked them to do or I've encouraged them to do over the last 2 years has probably seemed odd or incredibly crazy, but I want to thank them all for trying to do the best they could to execute the will of my administration. And last, but definitely not least, I want to thank you all for understanding my decision to leave and supporting my decision to put family first. And to your comment as well, Mr. Mayor, with just one glass, I will have to be back because everybody knows that the warm cocoa cup has to have a matching set. So.
It flows well in Enfield.
Yes, so you may just see that promise fulfilled at a future date. So thank you all very much. I very much appreciated my time here. Thank you.
Any questions? Brian, I hate to have two business questions for you, and maybe this is for Chris when he's the interim town manager.
Sure.
When will we have the River Gate discussion for the referendum? The gateway, right? The river we have to fund the money upfront, the money for November.
Correct. If I remember the timeline, you'll have to have something on the council docket in August, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
So I'm sure that Mike and Chris will have ample time to put that together.
And this is just a request, and I don't know if this is kind of out of order, but I know there was a robbery this past week where our police got involved. Mm-hmm. Is there a way? I don't know how we do this. If it's a press release, just. I mean, I know they are, again, we're negotiating. We have some very tough discussions going on with our unions, but the fact is those folks did a great job helping those kids at the bus stop. And I don't know if it just was a formal thank you from the council to the police department, because I heard nothing but good things about how they handled themselves in a very difficult situation.
Sure. We can have a discussion about that at staff tomorrow, sir.
Great. Any other items on par or for the town manager? Councilor Crisati.
Through the mayor to the town manager. Brian, was there any other word on that issue that we had discussed in regards to the vandalism and the bee problem that they had over at the El Grasso housing complex?
I have not had any follow-up back from the folks over at Housing Authority, but I can reach back out to.
All right, I just want to see if the
Bertrand.
problem was corrected, and I know that the police have been notified in regards to a lot of Massachusetts dump-offs, so
Sure.
to say.
Sure. Nope,
Okay.
we can
All
follow
right.
up for you.
Okay, great, thank you.
Item 10, the town attorney report. So next, you'll be item 9. You'll be item 9 on June 4th. Any questions for the town attorney? Hearing none. Item 11, which is report of special committees. Do we have any report of our special committees? I have none. Item 12, old business. So item 12 is appointments, town council appointed. Items 1 through 3, we have none on page 1. Items 4 through 17, I don't believe we have any appointments for town council. On page 3, items 18 through 21, again, I don't believe we have any appointments. Moving on to old business item, section B, town manager appointments, 1 through 10.
No appointments at
No
this time,
appointments
sir.
from the town manager, or 11 through 12 on page 4.
No appointments, sir.
Page 4, item C, discussion resolution dissolving the Enfield High Renovation Committee. That still stays on the table. Item D, Macy's retail versus the town of Enfield. Stay on the table. Item D. Moving on to new business, we don't have anything on the consent agenda. Item B, appointment, item B1. Do we have any appointments? Not yet. Item C, no appointments from the town manager. Item D, no P&Z commission appointed, council approve. Item E, discussion resolution authorizing town manager to enter into a memorandum of understanding between the town of Enfield and the Enfield Fire District. Do we,
So at this point in time, we were hopeful to get that before you tonight, but that was not the case. However, both the town attorney and the finance director have agreed on appropriate language, and so we'll be circling back with the chiefs this Thursday at their meeting.
you didn't do your motion to move to miscellaneous. Items 14.
I didn't have it.
Yeah. So item 14, items for discussion. We have nothing for consent. Items B, C, and D, which are appointments, we have none. So Suzanne, can we make a motion to move E, F, and G to miscellaneous? So a motion to move items E, F, and G to miscellaneous from items of discussion. So moved. By Councilor Falk, seconded by Councilor Aaron. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor by show of hands? Those opposed, any abstentions? We have 10 in favor and 0 against to move the items to miscellaneous. Item 15, miscellaneous. Okay. Let me get to my packet. Okay. Item E, discussion resolution to schedule a public hearing regarding the fiscal year 2018-2019 Community Development Block Grant Program. Resolution to schedule a public hearing regarding the fiscal year 2018-19 Community Development Block Grant, CDBG program. Whereas the Department of Social Services intends to apply for fiscal year 2018-19 Community Development Block Grant funds, and whereas Community Development Block Grant Program Regulation 24 CFR 570.486A requires that a public hearing be held to discuss the application. And whereas the town council wishes to seek input from residents of the town of Enfield regarding the needs of the town's homeless population and potential project areas, now therefore be it resolved, the Enfield Town Council will hold a public hearing in the Enfield Town Hall Council Chambers, 820 Enfield Street, Enfield, Connecticut, on June 4th, 2018 at 6:50 PM to allow interested residents an opportunity to express their opinions regarding the application. Date, April 27, 2018, submitted by Don Bouthier, Director of Social Services. By Councilor Muller, seconded by Councilor Arnone. Don O'Brien, any quick comments on the program?
I don't know, Don, if you want to offer anything other than the general comment that, again, this is a pilot program that's designed to be more of an intervention effort or more of an interdiction effort, if you will, to preventing what we look at as conventional homeless situation and condition. So
This is what we approved last week.
yes, sir.
Any discussion or questions from the council? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Counselor Sakala.
4.
Counselor Crisati.
4.
Counselor Denny.
4.
Counselor Falk.
4.
Mayor Ludwig.
4.
Counselor Muller.
4.
Deputy Mayor Suzak.
4.
Counselor Ungary.
4.
Counselor Arnone.
4.
Counselor Bosco.
4.
There's 10 in favor, none against, and no abstentions.
Under miscellaneous, item F, discussion resolution authorizing the town manager to sign a lease with the Enfield Congregational Church. Whereas the town of Enfield/town owns the Thomas Abbey Monument located in front of the Enfield Congregation Church, ECC, at 1295 Enfield Street. And whereas on September 24th, 1915, the town agreed by a resolution to accept the Thomas Abbey Monument for it to always remain upon the site upon which it was erected, and so long as it is maintained, repaired, and kept in good condition. And whereas the town and ECC desire to update and clarify the maintenance responsibilities for the Thomas Abbey Monument, resolve that the town manager, Brian R.H. Chadkowski, is authorized to sign an agreement subject to review and approval by the town attorney in the name and behalf of the town of Enfield with the ECC and to affix the corporate seal. Submitted May 11, 2018, submitted by Brian Chadkowski, town manager.
So moved.
Second.
By Deputy Mayor Suzak, second by Councilor Falk. I don't know, Brian, any color on this?
No, just to say that we've been back and forth with all of the parties, ECC as well as the town attorney's office, so we're prepared to execute this agreement before the week's end.
Any questions from members of the council?
You're going to be able to sign it before you leave?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Because it didn't say a alternate. It says you.
Nope, we'll have it signed hopefully by the end of the day tomorrow.
Okay.
No further questions? Roll call, please.
Counselor Sakala.
4.
Counselor Crisati.
4.
Counselor Denny.
4.
Counselor Falk.
4.
Mayor Ludwig.
4.
Counselor Muller.
4.
Deputy Mayor Suzak.
4.
Counselor Ungary.
4.
Counselor Arnone.
4.
Counselor Bosco.
4.
There's 10 in favor, none against, and no abstentions.
Under miscellaneous, item G, discussion resolution authorizing the town manager to sign a lease with the Connecticut Department of Transportation. Resolution authorizing the town manager to sign a lease with the Connecticut Department of Transportation regarding its right-of-way for the Thomas Abbey Monument. Whereas the town of Enfield Town owns the Thomas Abbey Monument, monument, located in front of the Enfield Congregational Church at 1295 Enfield Street. And whereas the monument is set within a public right-of-way, which is under the jurisdiction of the Connecticut Department of Transportation, DOT, and whereas the town and the DOT desire to properly document and record the use of the town's use of the DOT right-of-way, resolved that town manager Brian R.H. Chadkowski is authorized to sign a lease, subject to the review and approval of the town attorney, in the name and on behalf of the town of Enfield with the DOT, and to affix the corporate seal, submitted on May 11, 2018, Brian R.H. Chadkowski, town manager. By Councilor Muller, seconded by Councilor Crisati. Any discussion on the resolution? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Counselor Sakala.
4.
Counselor Crisati.
4.
Counselor Denny.
4.
Counselor Falk.
4.
Mayor Ludwig.
4.
Counselor Muller.
4.
Deputy Mayor Suzak.
4.
Counselor Ungary.
4.
Counselor Arnone.
4.
Counselor Bosco.
4.
There's 10 in favor, none against, and no abstentions.
We move on to item 16, public communications. Does anyone wish to speak before the council at this time? Anyone wish to speak for the council? Going once? Going twice? Move that public communications be closed. Item 17, councilor communications. Any councilor communications? Hearing none? Item 18, adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
By Councilor Muller, seconded by Councilor Falk. All those in favor by show of hands. 10 in favor, 0 against. We'll take a quick 5-minute recess, or no, you want to get right into it? All right, let's get right into it.
Thank you, Tom.
Just wanted to make sure. All right, that adjourns as the regular meeting of the Enfield Town Council. We now move into the Water Pollution Control Authority. Special meeting on Monday, May 21st, 2018. This meeting will obviously immediately follow the regular town council meeting. Roll call, please, Suzanne.
Commissioner Arnone.
I am here.
Commissioner Bosco.
Just stepped out.
Not here. Commissioner Sakala.
Here.
Commissioner Crisati.
Here.
Commissioner Davis.
Here.
Commissioner
Oh.
Denny.
Sorry, here.
Commissioner Falk.
Here.
Chairman Ludwig.
Here.
Commissioner Muller.
Here.
Vice Chairman Suzak.
Here.
Commissioner Ungary.
Here.
There's 9 members present, 2 are absent.
Item 2, we have the approval of minutes, the special meeting. Do I have a motion to approve the special meeting on April 16, 2018? By
Second.
Counselor Denny, seconded by Counselor Ungar. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, by show of hands, all those in favor? Those opposed, any abstentions? We have 9 in favor and 0 against. Item 3, special guests. I believe we don't have any in this meeting. Item 4, old business. Do we have any old business before the Water Pollution Commission? No. We have none. Item 5, do we have any new business for the commission? We have no new business. Moving on to item 6. I'm trying to slow down, but we're going right through this.
Ice cream, what are you slowing down for?
Items for discussion. I listen when people say I'm too fast. Items for discussion. Item A, discussion resolution. Resolution setting sewer use charge rate for 2018, 2019 billing. Make sure if I got a resolution, 1 second. Sorry, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Resolution setting sewer use charge rate for 2018, 2019 billing. Whereas in accordance with Chapter 103, Section 7-255 of the Connecticut General Statutes, the Enfield Sewer Authority held a public hearing on May 7, 2018 at 6:30 PM in the Town Council Chamber of the Town Hall, 820 Enfield Street, Enfield, Connecticut, hearing comments on the proposed 2018-2019 sewer service fee schedule. And whereas the rates recommended to and reviewed by the Enfield Sewer Authority are influenced and affected by a multitude of factors, and whereas a key factor in the proposed rate structure for 2018-2019 fiscal year is the state of Connecticut's contractual obligation to pay a proportionate share of the wastewater treatment cost incurred by the town of Enfield, therefore be it resolved, the Enfield Sewer Authority does hereby adopt a sewer service fee schedule attached hereto as Attachment A, prepared by the Town Manager's Office. By Councilor Arnone, by Commissioner Arnone, seconded by Commissioner Sakala. Sorry, I gotta make sure I get my right terms. Any discussion on the resolution? I just want to say that I appreciate you putting in there about the prisons, because I have a feeling we're going to be revisiting this next year. Depends who you believe, and I don't believe anyone who tells me otherwise, that there will be prisoners back in that once that facility is rehabbed. So I don't know, I guess my only question is, as a commission, we just need to make sure that we keep in touch with our state folks, because when that facility's up and running, we need to have a special meeting. Because the flow, they're trying to lower that flow, which influences what we're doing here as a commission. So I just want people to understand that if we have an issue in the upcoming years, no matter who's in charge, some of that issue could be because the state is going to try, in my opinion, to underfund us because the flow has been down because they're taking prisoners out of that building, and the flow has gone down, which means their portion of the charge goes down, which I know this commission has been all over, and that's why it's in the resolution, so I want to thank you on that. But we got to stay on top of it.
I got a question.
Councilor Falk.
Is the northern prison coming into us, or does that go to Summers?
I believe all of the prisons are connected and come to.
I believe that's true, yeah.
Because I was notified yesterday that they actually transferred a whole bunch of people out of the one in Suffield into Northern, which had been closed, and then they reopened it for all these prisoners.
This is concerning. I mean, this is huge.
Yeah, that's it. So anyway, there's a constant shuffle of prisoners going on.
So, sorry, go ahead, Councilor Arnone.
Yeah, so can we get a representative from the prison here, move over when we get a chance to actually come and address these concerns, especially the move concerns, because I know in prison life, they do this a lot. They change, they busload prisoners everywhere for various reasons. So I'd like to hear their explanation of that.
Sure.
So maybe at a second June meeting, does that work? Maybe is that enough time? It gives them.
We'll reach out and try and find out what their schedule is with respect to the council or the commission schedule, and then we'll coordinate appropriately from there.
Any other questions or discussion? Again, I appreciate you adding in there. So again, any future commissions understand what part of this overall rate action was it was a big piece of it. So I think it's important so folks understand. Any other discussion from any commissioner? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Arnone.
For.
Commissioner Bosco.
Against.
Commissioner Sakala.
4.
Commissioner Crisati.
4.
Commissioner Denny.
4.
Commissioner Falk.
4.
Chairman Ludwig.
4.
Commissioner Muller. 4. Vice Chairman Suzak.
4.
And Commissioner Ungary.
4.
We have, we're 9 in favor, 1 against.
Okay, item 7, miscellaneous. Do we have anything from a miscellaneous for the commission? None. Item 8, motion to adjourn. Commissioner Muller, seconded by Commissioner Denny. All those in favor by show of hands. Those opposed? 10 in favor, 0 against. Got us out of here.